Today we're going to see how the new Slow Fuse Gaming Go Bag stacks up to one of our favorites out there. The Slow Fuse Gaming Bag just came out recently from slowfusegaming.com, and a lot of folks are picking it up and saying great things about it. So I decided, since he sent me one, shameless plug, to go ahead and see if I can work it into my hobby desktop here, because if I can use it, probably anybody can use it, because I'm always going to all these different places and doing all these different things. So I have a mix of portability, but also trying to be stationary for all of our tutorials and things. Now, let's see what this bag is all about first. Let's go to the source, let's jump over to a site, and then let's compare it to what we're using right meow. All right, so here's Slow's site, slowfusegaming.com. And it's actually got a big pop-up right in the front, a little slideshow thing showcasing this, so it's very easy to find, believe it or not. Now, these are all the different images of it. You can see it's got an interesting kind of design to it. It's got a 3-inch pluck foam underneath it, and then a standard, I think it holds 48, if I'm not mistaken, 48 little round cutouts. And these are kind of ingenious, and I've come to actually kind of enjoy what this is all about here. As you can see, you can fit all sorts of things in here. He's got the little loopholes at the top there for your brushes. You can put your airbrushes underneath it. You can put your wet palette, your tools in the little pouch right there. And it's not a dinky pouch either, which I'm going to show you. And there's all the different colors and things. I think the red is currently sold out. Now, it costs $48.99. You can choose what color, and if you want like the double foam tray kind of type deal, or if you just want to go with the single tray that holds 48 and the 3-inch pluck foam underneath it, and then just check right out for it. Now, you can buy the foam separately if you want to get 3 trays and just do a double, or have an extra, you know, maybe you only need a couple of paints, you're just painting on one figure or something like that. Maybe that is the way to go for you. So I had to raise the camera up a little bit because this thing is actually pretty tall. Now, it's nice. It's a very robust looking case here. Some really crazy, I guess this is like, I don't know what kind of stitching this is, but you see a lot of cases made out of this. I don't want to say it's a canvas. I might be misspeaking, but I'm not a fashionologist. I don't know what things are made out of, but it looks pretty sturdy. So it's about 7 inches deep. And this is the area here. It's got 2 different zipper pockets, about 5 inches deep. And then up here, you can put your tools and such. And it's got, you know, a pretty heavy duty, it seems to be pretty heavy duty handle, a little strap right here. You got some Velcro areas. Those of y'all into, you know, Infinity and stuff, you could definitely put some of your patches and things in here. Have some made. I think he actually has some bomb snails made right there. Put your business card or your name in there, just in case everybody has the ubiquitous gamer black color right there. Now, when you open it up, like I said, you got the spot for all your little loopholes here for all your brushes. Oh, it's kind of okay. It's very snug. I like that. It's definitely all right. I'm kind of digging that. It's pretty snug, and they're not. It doesn't seem like they would. Well, obviously that it doesn't seem like they would kind of get messed up. The big thing is you don't want to sit on it, of course. So it might be a good idea to put something, you know, as you don't want your brushes and your bristles to get jacked up, but it looks like they just, let me see if I can show you. It looks like it just kind of hangs there right off the top. So if you close it, let's try to close it here. If you try to close it, it doesn't look like, yeah, it's not making contact with the top. Okay, so I like that. So it doesn't look like it's getting any undue stress or anything like that. And then here's that zippered pouch we were talking about. And it's pretty sturdy. Like, a lot of times these little zippers are kind of an afterthought, but it seems like a really good quality zipper. And it doesn't seem like this is just gonna rip out or anything like that either. And it feels like there's a really good tension here. Now, I'm not sure if that is due to this foam. It might be due to that foam, it might not. And depending on what you put in here, you might want to be careful, because you're going to have your paint bottles underneath. And this is what I really dig most about this. Now, like I said, I got the extra paint foam, tray. And there is one little thing you need to be aware of. This is super soft foam. Like, this will not jack up your minis. Some other foam companies, we're going to show you one of their bags here, have a little bit harder foam that can sometimes scrape away paint if you're not careful. This is super soft foam. But that being said, I already jacked it up by putting my paint down, pushing my G-Dub paint bottle down all the way, and then just literally yanking it back up, and this little piece right here just speared a chunk out of it. That can't happen if you're not careful. It's not that this is cheap quality foam, because I know what Slow's doing here. He's definitely trying to take care of the miniature side, so they're using the same type of foam, this really, really soft, nice foam. It's a higher quality foam for miniatures, but it can take some damage. But the good news is it's going to take damage instead of your miniatures. But bad news is big hard things like paint may mess it up if you go out of your way and not realize that there are pointy bits right on there that can jack things up a little bit. So it comes with this tray here. This one isn't too much. I think it's 2.5. Yeah, it's about, well, it's about 2 1/4 actually when you measure it out. So the quarter is definitely for the bottom of the foam. And then you got your standard 3-inch pluck foam. We all know what this is. Now, something to be aware of, and I haven't done it yet, but you see this pouch right here? You can reach your hand down and yank out these things, right? Because once you put 48 bottles of paint in here, this is going to have some heft to it. Again, remember, this is soft foam. This is designed for miniatures and things. So it's, you know, you could damage your foam if you just try to like literally grab it and yank it out. It may separate from the bottom. This is just, you know, this is actually attached separately. See, I just put a little stress on it myself. This is attached separately. So if it does, if you do damage the bottom, there's 2 different things you can do. And I've had this happen all my foam trays throughout the years. I've always damaged them. Whatever, it's gonna happen. Just be careful, but repair it where you can. Bob Smith Industries makes some foam glue. It's the stuff with the golden cap. It's like $8 a bottle, give or take. Or you could just use hot glue, but don't apply the hot glue directly. Apply it on like a piece of cardboard and then scrape it onto the area where you need to apply it. You want to make sure that the glue has already started cooling. Don't put it directly onto these areas because it could melt into it. But that being said, it is repairable, and those are the ways that I've found work good for me in the past to repair these sort of things. So there is our case number. There's contestant A, the newcomer. In order to find room on my hobby table and my hobby heart, you got to knock it out of the park. You know, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And right now, the man is another company's foam case, Battle Foam, which I spent many months trying to come up with a good solution that I could that incorporated portability and things like that. But what Slow's bag has going for him is the fact that it holds just as much foam. Like I can take this tray out, right? And I can put these 2 dropper bottle trays in, but see, I got you right there. These aren't dropper bottle trays, are they? Check this out. This is one of the coolest features of all of this whole bag system here. Is this tray fits not only dropper bottles, here's an Army Painter one, it fits not only the G-Dub paint bottles in the same holes even. Remember, this is the soft foam, so you can wiggle it. You can put things in here that normally in other trays that don't flex and don't have too much rigidity, you couldn't do this. So I've got a G-Dub paint bottle. I've got this paint bottle right here, this dropper bottle. I mean, any dropper bottle at that point is gonna work, right? So, and, well, wait, there's more. I love saying that, I don't know why. The P3 paint pots will fit in here as well. Again, they're a little bit more rounded right there, so you don't have to worry as much about it coming out or about damaging your foam, but you know, you want to be cognizant of the fact just in case there. So Slow found a way to make magical foam with a magical hole that will fit 3 different size paint pots here, right? Just don't mash this down all the way because like I already talked about, you will damage the foam pulling it out. And check this out, it even fits the larger double shades as well. So pretty much every hobby paint out there, it doesn't matter what it is, will fit in this foam. So I like this. This is very cool. And it's got this really neat small little size that I think about 9 by 11. So it's roughly a sheet of paper that I think we can do some stuff with. So real quick, let's show you what we're working with here currently. Okay, so here it is. Here's the magic. Here's the tabletop that you guys don't normally see this angle. This is everything that makes these videos happen and the live streams on Twitch You didn't even know there's a door there. There's the magic behind the camera. So we've got our lamp, of course, right here, but that isn't what this is all about. We're going to talk about these foam trays right here. So the tray I was using was the Battle Foam 216 bag. It comes with, well, you can get a bunch of different options. I think it's $69.99 from them. You can get one where it holds, I think, 37 of these paint pots. The dropper bottles, right? And these dropper bottles are great. We use them all, so these trays are good, obviously. 37 of them in this. And then they have the G-Dub tray, which I'm probably going to bump the mic. But we're behind the scenes, so it doesn't matter at this point. And then they have the G-Dub tray, right? That holds 50 G-Dub size bottles. And I actually cut out the bottom some to fit the wash bottles across the bottom. Something, you know, it's a little bit of an augment, but it definitely works. Now, I went ahead and to have something portable that I could just throw up, I grabbed these little, I don't know, advertisement stands off of Amazon. They were like $15, super cheap. And they flip up and you can put like, you know, extra support out with these little metal risers and things. I think they're for holding billboards and such. So basically I just open up my bag and then I take out my paints and I put them on here after I go to wherever to paint, and they're good to go. Now there is a third tray that you can get. Sometimes it's cut out for tools, or you can get an extra, the G-Dub paint pot one, or you could get another one of those 37 there. But again, the bag is a lot bigger, so it's a little bit hard. It can't go in any other bag, of course. So I like that Slows has that going for them. It's the standard 216 kind of size right there that will fit in a lot of things. So you could, in theory, get another tray of paints in that bag for the $69.99, whereas the Slow bag is $50. But what I'm hoping, and I'm about to retrofit this on, well, not on camera, but between scenes, is hopefully something a little bit more manageable that would hold all of my brushes and such, and then also that I use and keep them safe, but also be able to kind of swing out and take advantage of, because this is the same amount of paint in the same amount of trays. But now what I'm thinking is we do something, well, this isn't the other one, but something like this. And now I have a whole nother side that you can't see, of course, freed up with paint trays. Now everything is right here for just some quick grab action while I'm streaming. So let's see what we can make work here, and see if I'm sold on the new Slow Fuse bag. Well, a few minutes later, it looks like we have a winner. These stack up on here pretty well. Now it's mashing down on these areas right here because I don't have any paint pots in there. So that, remember what I said about grabbing it out of the bag? You want to be very careful. Grab it with both hands, go down the side of the bag, pull it up, because I could see where this foam is so soft, it'll have issues. But, you know, just for right now, I can put some placeholder stuff in here or something, just to kind of hold it back. But I got some stuff that normally isn't there, that we're working on another project for our new table in the back room. So so far I'm liking this, because this whole section that you can't see underneath the microphone now is freed up for all sorts of room for activities. Like I can put my fan over in the corner, I can have all sorts of different things. And then remember too, this is going to go right into this bag right out the door. And another thing that I think will be pretty neat is I should be able to keep my paints right here, or my brushes, just kind of in this. But I'm thinking what I do is I put it right down here, and I have my brushes all ready to go, and I have this all ready to grab, and I can kind of put some loose stuff here if I just need to. But I'll have everything just laid out within arm's reach. So I'm really stoked about that. I haven't implemented that yet, but I think that's where I'm going to go. Now, one thing I do want to show you, and this may be a good secondary hobby project that's going to force me here to do something, is check this out. So these are those big bottles at the bottom, right? And you've got the old style G-Dub pots with the black on top, but the newer ones come clear for the glazes. So I'm not worried about not knowing what colors these are. But I think going forward, you can get off of Amazon, you can order a whole bunch of these empty paint bottles. I think you might actually be able to get these from Slow's site. I know he sells the glass agitator beads, or agitator pieces that go in these to shake them up. And then what you do is you can actually decanter all of your paints into here. You can pour them at first by hand, And if you have a little shot glass or flask little funnel, you could actually put it into here, and that would help out a lot. However, there's a little bit of a technique that we have from a previous article. One of our guest writers, Greg Warwick from the Plastic Crack blog, believe it or not, love that name, wrote an article about how to actually decanter your paints. The little labels actually are stickers. You just pull them right off the paint pots, decanter them into any empty paint pot or dropper bottle that you may get at any place out there, and then you're good to go. And what's really cool about that is that you can put those into here and not have to worry about, hey, this little sharp piece is going to dig out the foam or anything like that. We know that they're all going to fit into here nice and easy. So I really like that. Maybe a little secondary hobby project. I'm going to go read my own article that we posted up on the site to figure out exactly how to do that, but I'm sure it's actually pretty easy if I had to guess. So in conclusion, I think for my needs, the Slow Fuse bag is probably going to do it. For some folks out there, the existing Pack 216 bag from Battle Foam may still be your go-to choice. It can technically hold more paint in those foam trays because you get a third row that I think mine is for tools, but I can still fit tools in the top right here that I just showed you. I just got to be careful that they don't mash down the brushes, so to speak. But that being said, this is small. It's way more portable. It's about the size of a sheet of paper, but it's obviously way thicker. But I feel like for the portability and the fact that it frees up all that space on my paint desk now, when I have everything over here now free from a very similar setup, I feel like this is going to be the way to go going forward for me. But don't let me make up your mind. Check them both out. One is a little bit more in price, but it definitely holds more. But for $50, this is my winner out of the two. So that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed our head-to-head comparison of the Slow Fuse Hobby Go Bag to the Battle Foam Pack 216 or 210 bag that comes with various loadouts, and of course you can customize that on Battle Foam site as well. Same with the Slow Fuse bag. You can get the pluck foam, or you can get two of those magical trays that have holes that fit every paint out there. I don't know, Slow Fuse is clearly a wizard. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications to be the very first to like and comment on all these videos.